Hi everyone, welcome back and happy Easter. So who is doing the extra most today? Me. This is my first time doing graphic liner and I'm like having so much fun with it and I'm so excited about this. I was gonna take it off and do something simple, but I really wanted to capture this on video. But anywho, so today is going to be all about my favorites. Now, I've discluded anything that I've already talked about in January and February because without a doubt, everything I've already talked about before is still my favorites. So I'm going to try to make sure I get around to things that I haven't mentioned before. There may or may not be one or two things that have already been mentioned, but for the most part, I want to introduce things that I haven't yet had a chance to talk about. So let's just get right into it and hopefully I can get through this quickly as I always promise I will. So the first thing I want to talk about is this Zote soap. I have an entirely dedicated video to it on how I wash my brushes with it, but I think it's great. This is only 98 cents for this huge bar of soap. It cleans all my brushes. It removes 99.9%, if not 100% of any staining or anything that you might have on your brushes. It sanitizes them. You won't have any stiff feeling brushes afterwards. It'll maintain the softness of your brush, it'll maintain the quality of your brushes, and it will clean everything so well. And for 98 cents it will take you forever to get through this bar of soap, and to me that's better than any cleaning item, you know, that's on the market that's going to cost you an arm and a leg and probably even do half the job. So I'm really loving that right there. I'm pretty sure I have mentioned this before, but just the fact that I'm still loving it. This is the Equate Beauty Reviving Anti-Wrinkle and Firming Moisturizer for your face and neck. I still love this, although the season is starting to change and this is a little heavy for me in the spring, summertime when the weather starts getting warmer. So that's going to lead me right into my next favorite, which is the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue Refreshing Gel Cream for dry skin. I love this stuff. It is indeed refreshing. It's very hydrating, and people are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but this is very comparable to the Tatcha water cream that everyone's going crazy about. I do not have the full size of it because I'm not crazy, and to test it out, I wanted to try the smaller size first. And I am telling you that the moment I felt this, the Tatcha cream, I'm like, holy crap, that feels just like the Garnier cream. I have put them both on my face, one half over here, one half over there. They feel exactly the same. The only thing I will say is that the Garnier cream absorbs into your skin a little faster. Not that it doesn't hydrate, it still does. It just doesn't take as long to set in and absorb by your skin, whereas the Tatcha cream does take a little bit longer to set down. I like the fact that it settles in faster because I put it on before I'm doing my makeup, so I'd rather that it set in more quickly so that I can get to doing my makeup rather than waiting forever for the Tatcha to set in. I prefer the smell of the Garnier more than I like the smell of the Tatcha. This one smells almost a little medicinal to me, and I just think that for a buttload less money and way more product, well, I'm sorry, that's not fair, I'm comparing it to the small one, but for a hell of a lot less money you can get the Garnier Skin Active and you can basically get the same result. If you don't believe me, go get yourself the smaller sizes, try out, go get the Garnier, which is about $5 and change. Test them out yourself side by side. I mean, save yourself the money. If you're thinking about something like this, just save yourself the money because you will get a very comparable result. But I love that there, especially for the spring and summertime, it's so much more lightweight. It does hydrate the skin. It even feels cooling on the skin, and it gives you a hydrated feeling under your makeup, which I love. So moving right along, I love the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Foundation. I have an entire video dedicated to this as well, and I've been wearing it a lot, and I just find that the finish that it gives, I'm wearing it right now, the finish that it gives, the lightweight feel, the skin-like feel, the amount of time you can wear it for with it still looking the same, it's just a beautiful beautiful foundation. I'm afraid that I probably won't be able to wear this once the summertime rolls around because it is so luminous by itself that once the summer hits and I'm just a sweaty beast, the combination of the two is not probably going to work very well. I will try it out anyway just to see, but I definitely love this foundation. It's beautiful the way it is. And while we're on the subject of Flower Beauty, I also have the Flower Beauty Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder. I've talked about this before. I wanted to include it in my favorites because the fact that it's a satin finishing powder, I can use it to set the foundation, the Light Illusion foundation, or any foundation really, and it won't have that matte, dry looking finish. It has this beautiful satiny finish that gives you a little luminosity, that doesn't make your skin look overly dry or cakey or anything like that. And I think it's just a beautiful finishing powder. It definitely leaves the skin with a nice little glow. So there's just something that looks a little more healthy after using it, and I just love the way that that looks. Moving on from there, I have two mascaras that are my faves. The Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, which has been a fave since forever, and the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. Now, I've been using this a lot, and I have to say that as much as I love it, because I really do, I think it just does amazing things for my lashes, I'm not going to repurchase it though, because really thinking about it, $24 for a mascara is just so insane. So as much as I love it and I do think it looks lovely, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise is like half the price, and it's a beautiful looking mascara too that I've loved for so long at a much more reasonable price. So it belonged in the Benefit Bag Out Bang. It definitely belonged being mentioned in my favorites, but I'm gonna be honest and I'm not gonna repurchase because of the price, because I just can't see myself doing it all the time, especially as fast as mascaras expire. And dry out. I just can't do it. So moving along from there, and I honestly can't believe I've never mentioned this before, but this is the Neutrogena Vanishing Cream On The Spot Acne Treatment. Now, this stuff is amazing, and a friend of mine told me about it one day when I was complaining about a really stubborn acne spot that I had, and she told me about this, and you put this sucker on, and I mean within a couple of hours the redness is gone, the spot is diminishing. This thing is freaking like it's a little on the pricier side, but for how little product you actually need to use to see results and how quickly it works, this is a freaking little miracle in a little tube. I love this stuff, and I'm really surprised that I've never mentioned it before, but amazing stuff. If you've never tried it and you've got them little spot acne, the little acne spots you want to treat, give it a try, and I would be surprised if you're disappointed. Moving on from there, my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I love this stuff. I use it for everything. I use it just to refresh my face in the mornings. I use it to spray my face right before I'm going to apply my moisturizer. I use it to set my makeup. I use this stuff a lot, and let me tell you, a little bit goes a long way, because I've been using the crap out of this bottle and it's only gotten down to here, and I've had this since January, and I already have a backup in the drawer down here just because I want to make sure I never run out of the stuff. But this is amazing. I love it, and the green tea formula is my favorite. I've smelled the other two in Ulta and I don't love them as much as I love the green tea one, but that's one of my favorites there. So moving right along from that, next I have here the e.l.f. Heart Defensor cookies coffee and cream highlighting palette. I love this thing so much. Now, to be honest, when I first got it, I thought that this here, the coffee side, would be way too dark for me, but it's what I have on my face right now. I find that this actually ends up blending into my skin and looking more natural than, you know, like a frosty colored highlight. Like the lighter side is what I have on the inner corners, so I find that I can actually use the coffee side by itself and get a beautiful glow. If I want a little more boom to my glow, I can use the lighter side, the cream, by itself. I can also mix the two of them together, and depending on how much I use of one color or the other, I can actually mix and match and switch up, you know, the way the highlighter looks. And I love that. Like, it's just two colors. It's so simple, but it really does act like it's more than that, and you get several kind of highlighter looks in one, and I love it. I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Not sure if I've mentioned this before, but this is the Wet n Wild Make Glow Contouring Palette. I don't contour all the time. I actually end up using the product I'm going to talk about next as a contour sometimes. But I like this one for down the nose, for under the bottom lip, and very, very rarely, but when I do, down the cheeks. And I also like using the lighter side. Oh, I'm sorry, this is in Dulce de Leche, by the way. I also like using the lighter side to set under my eyes sometimes, but that contour side is what I like the most about that one. And following that is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is just the original shade in bronzer. I love this because I feel like I can just quickly go in. I don't have to really think about it too much. I don't have to be precise. I don't have to worry about making mistakes. I can just go in and go crazy with it and go over my whole face, and it never looks too heavy. It never looks overdone, at least in my opinion. And I don't have to be so careful with it, which I like to just kind of, you know, not go crazy, but I like to be able to just kind of be carefree with my makeup and know that I'll still get a nice effect once I'm done, and not look at the mirror later and say, oh God, it was so harsh, or I shouldn't have been so heavy-handed. I like the free feeling of just being able to go in and get a beautiful effect once I'm done. And 9 times out of 10, this is also what I'm using as a light contour. I don't like to contour much, but at least not my cheekbones. But when I do, but when I do my, slow down Priscilla, but when I'm doing my bronzer, I will always take this and I will always go in and do a light contour with it, and I've gotten many compliments on it before, and I just think it has a really nice effect once I'm done with that. And here, this is a more recent discovery for me. I have an entire video dedicated on this, but I totally ended up liking this so much. This little thing here, and this is again like $6.88, and this ended up being a like really strong mask, but it does so many things in one that I ended up really liking it a lot. It ended up leaving an incredibly soft feeling on my face. I like the fact that it comes with its own spatula, because the regular brush that I use, which is usually this one here for masks, that probably never would have come out of there. So I like the fact that it's a little kit. It comes with its own spatula. It does really amazing things. I have an entire video dedicated to that if you want to see how this sucker performs, but I would definitely highly recommend that, and I'm so glad that I found that. Moving right along, Kiss lashes, I've mentioned before, are some of my favorite lashes ever. Those are like my die-hard lashes, but I recently discovered these Salon Perfect lashes, and I have to say, for almost like everyday looks or looks where you're not looking for anything too dramatic, these are some very beautiful lashes. And I've had a couple friends actually tell me, you know, they've seen videos and whatnot where I use them, and they've wondered whether or not I've even had lashes on. So they're really beautiful. These are called Demi Wispies, and they were pretty cheap. I think it was like $8 for the pack. So I was surprised to find those. So those definitely have like quickly become a favorite go-to for, you know, I don't want to say throwaway lashes, but definitely for quick use lashes that I wouldn't mind, you know, using a fresh pair every time, as opposed to, you know, wanting to save them more and more and more. But they are beautiful lashes. And I think this is the last thing I want to talk about, but this is the NYX Vivid Brights liquid liner in Vivid Sapphire. I wore this in my, when did I wear this? I wore this in the wear test that I did for the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. This is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. When they tell you Vivid Brights, they absolutely mean it. This is such a beautiful color. I fell in love with it, so much so that I went back to Ulta and I got as many colors as I could find, because as a matter of fact, all the colors that are on my eyes right now are all the colors that I went back and got. It's amazing how wonderful and how bright this really is. You can see it in that video. I quickly fell in love with the formula, with the product itself, but this particular color, this Vivid Sapphire, is so gorgeous. So definitely very quickly became a favorite of mine. All the colors, as you can see, are just, that's why I just kind of went crazy today, because I just wanted to have fun and have all the colors on my eyes at the same time. But yes, I got through everything. I think I did it fairly quickly. So thank you so much for sitting with me through the video. If you have any questions about anything here or some more information that you want, please ask down below. I'll be more than happy to answer that for you. You all have an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.